Let's talk about what you're doing now. You are out in Palo Alto, California, and your son goes to Palo Alto High School. And you were telling me about a great piece of history. There's been only two state champions there. I'm going to let you tell us who those two are because they're pretty big names.
Yeah. Dave and Mark Schultz, the only two ones. Only two state champions ever from Pali High, which is, you say, how can that be? How can that be? California is very tough. It's very tough. So it'd be nice to join them.
And you have a Creighton Wrestling Academy, and you're coaching wrestlers. You want to influence them and impart your knowledge.
Yeah.
How is that going right now to be able to just coach youth wrestling in a state that is really good at wrestling, but it's so vast? And as we talked about California wrestling, it's a 48-man bracket with one class. That's insane.
Yeah.
Are these kids grasping how hard it is?
I don't think the rest of the country grasps it, or maybe people that, this is why our section tournaments are such a big deal, right? The section tournaments are like mini state tournaments. And, the Central Coast section, which is the section we're in, is not considered one of the toughest sections. It's probably, 7 or 8 out of 11, 12 sections. But I think each one of the kids that makes the finals of that tournament could be a state champion in a lot of other states, right? So we were talking about this earlier. I think it's almost too hard because kids go unnoticed. My first time going to see the California State Tournament, I was recruiting for San Francisco State, and I remember watching the 5th place match and going, who beat that guy? Who beat that guy? How could that guy lose to – who beat him? And just being amazed with the 5th place matches, let alone the championship matches. So you almost have to be a national champion to win state here.
Are these kids learning right now? Do they understand the history, the scope of it? Like, I'm always fascinated with the landscape of California wrestling because it is so hard. But are they an island, or did they kind of know what's going on throughout the country? Are they aware of the Penn States, the Iowas, the Oklahoma, Minnesotas?
The best kids are doing the same things all over the country, right? They're going to the biggest tournaments. They're getting the best partners. Chase, my son, wrestled 2 number 1 ranked wrestlers this year. So I think he lost 8 times, and they were all to upperclassmen except for 1 or 2 kids. And he wrestled Chase Soldalte, and he wrestled Kyle Valencia, So you don't see those kids in regular states or in regular tournaments, They get it, and they're traveling. California travels well. If we could really ever harness the talent in this state, I really think we would put Pennsylvania to shame, really, because we have so many more. I don't want to get in trouble with Pennsylvania, but we have so many more. We have so many more people. Just such a big population. If we could harness the talent out of that population, we'd be very hard to beat.